3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading, in particular, mystery reading number 1050. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting the subscribe button down below and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome. And thank you very much for your support as well as your presence during this reading. So jumping straight into interpreting number 1050. The number 1 is about trusting yourself, your intuition, really connecting with your inner voice, your inner compass, and taking ownership and control over your own decisions and ultimately your own reality. You are the creator of your reality. So what do you want to create for yourself? What do you want to give to yourself? The kind of life, the kind of relationships, the kind of job, the kind of whatever. What do you want to give yourself? It may even be helpful to ask yourself, how can I respect myself right now? The number 111 in particular might be significant. I've been seeing that in readings recently. And the number 444, I saw that before I started recording on the clock on my PlayStation, actually. 4:44 p.m. And as I've been talking about in like the last 10 readings or so, number 4 is about your ancestors and stability, psychologically, spiritually, and physically. So however you feel called to create more stability within yourself or in your life, it feels like your ancestors are really coming through to encourage you to trust yourself and your own decisions, your own judgment even, your own intuition. There are 2 zeros in 1050, and this number can be about cycles or patterns, or recurring themes, symbols, messages, ideas in your life, or within yourself in the way that you think, feel, and believe. It feels like these recurring things or patterns are really worth paying attention to, whether they're positive or negative. It feels important for you to acknowledge the patterns. The other way that I interpret the number 0 is just a reminder that it's important to know when to put yourself first and when to choose yourself, especially in the context of talking about stability. If you are making decisions to protect yourself, your well-being, and your future, I don't think you need to feel bad about it. It's okay to put yourself first, to protect, nurture, and take care of yourself. And anybody who tries to make you feel otherwise, I would question their motive, their judgment, or both. The number 5 is about change and transformation. So that just feels like further confirmation that whatever changes you're making or how you're transforming as a person to create more stability and peace, predictability in your life, keep doing that because you deserve that, the peace and the stability and to be happy. You deserve to enjoy life. adding up these numbers. 1 plus 0 is still 1, plus 5 is 6, plus 0 is still 6. And this number is about a choice between self-love and self-destruction. And I keep wanting to say the word transformation or transform. And I do think that choosing self-love, walking away from self-hate, self-destruction, I do think that this kind of transformation is what you could be going through right now. This feels like confirmation of a journey that you're already on, or at the very least that you feel called to start. And I just looked down at the timer, I saw the number 5430, which is a sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. Your ancestors are present to encourage you to seek stability on many levels for a reason. You feel called to make these changes for a reason, to love yourself more for a reason. And it's definitely bigger than just what you deserve. You know, I feel like there's so many good reasons to start or keep choosing self-love. Moving into the cards now, starting with a Major Arcana card from the Magical Dogs Tarot. I am feeling called to use the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot, I guess. It happens sometimes where I'll choose a deck of cards, some sort of divination tool, and I'll just feel called and guided to change what I'm using. So let me grab the Major Arcana cards from the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot real quick. Let me count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay. So we're going to use these cards instead, which is the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot Major Arcana cards. And if you don't already know, there are Major Arcana and Minor Arcana cards in Tarot. And the majors are more bigger picture, more long term. And the Minor Arcanas are more about details and it's more short term. And if you can hear that car outside, I think it's annoying too. But let's draw this card to see what bigger picture to pay attention to. Well, this is a really nice card to pull, especially because we are 8 minutes into the video and there's number 8 on this card. 8 minutes at least with this segment that I'm trying to record. It might be more like 9 because of the intro. But Deadpool could be significant. I actually have Deadpool playing cards. I did want to use playing cards in this reading, but I'll decide later if I want to switch the cards. But here's what we have. We have Strength. And like I said, it has the number 8 on it. And the number 8 is about loss and trusting that whatever is lost will be replaced. And I really feel this message strongly, encouraging you to trust that the sacrifices that you're making through these positive changes will be worth it. I wrote on this card bravery, courage, trusting. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of messages coming through about trust. And I'm, having more trust in yourself, in the process, the universe. I think that this could be grounding and maybe even comforting. It also says soft side optimism, self-control, and confidence. But in reverse, it says powerlessness, lack of self-control, believe in yourself, and self-doubt. But we did pull it upright. I really think that this is something that you're really tapping into right now or trying to understand. When to be firm and when to be compassionate, whether it's with yourself or other people. It's really important to know when to have more patience for yourself or other people, and when to really stand your ground and to stop putting up with the nonsense, even if it's your own nonsense. The Strength card can also be about having patience. I think giving in to frustration, hopelessness, powerlessness, as the reverse card of this Strength card says, I feel like that's really distracting. Really, really distracting. And it makes it hard to keep going. So it may take some strength, some patience, for you to remain focused on your goal, on whatever you are working towards that is related to tapping into and strengthening your intuition, creating more stability for yourself, putting yourself first, and making positive changes. I really encourage you to pay attention to repeating patterns, signs, messages, synchronicities. The universe, your spirit guides, especially your ancestors, want to communicate and connect with you to help you maintain faith and hope. Because honestly, I believe that a big source of strength comes from, staying hopeful. And I saw the number 111 on the timer, as I did have to start recording the second portion, because 10 minutes, I already recorded 10 minutes for the previous portion. And unfortunately, as I explained, sometimes, a lot of the times, I can only record videos 10 minutes at a time. But whatever patterns or reoccurring themes or ideas you're noticing, really, really trust your intuition. Especially if you are feeling very spiritually connected and guided in your actions, your words, your choices, your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs. I really, really get this strong feeling that someone is feeling pulled somewhere, and I do think that you have the strength to see where this pull is taking you. There's really something mysterious about the future, but unlike it, the unknown creating fear, it seems like you're more curious about it, more open to it. I feel like that is a sign that you have healed, you have changed, you have become stronger. You do have a healthier relationship with the unknown. Being able to surrender and accept what you don't know. And that definitely does take strength. It requires you to believe in yourself regardless of the outcome of what you're about to face. Having faith and trust in yourself is so important to maintain your strength. I'm going to move into the playing cards now. I'm just going to draw a couple of these, which reflect more of the minor arcanas, except, like I've been saying in readings recently, or lately, there's no pages. So if you're familiar with tarot cards, just keep that in mind. Because playing cards, they only have jacks, kings, and queens, and they don't have a fourth one. So I was going to use these playing cards. I've been using them in readings lately, but as I said, feeling called to Deadpool, I did switch them. I see you. Let's see what this first card is. We have the Four of Hearts, or this is also the Four of Cups. When you think about tarot, actually I forgot when to move these up. This does seem like you are spending more time alone. I definitely get this feeling of reflection in this card. Maybe there's something you're contemplating. There could even be an opportunity here presenting itself to you. an opportunity to emotionally invest yourself. Whether it's with another person or just some other situation, take your time before choosing how to move forward. But don't wait too long and fall into apathy and become paralyzed. Let's see what the next card is. Which one do I want to take? Oh, we're not going to pick actually, because I realized on the back you can tell when they're upside down. Oh. I didn't write on these cards, so I suppose I could interpret it either way. Let's just, I already put it back, so let's just shuffle a card out. Which card? We're going to do this one. This one is upright. Let me check real quick to see what the back of this one is. This one's upright as well. Okay, so I have the Two of Clubs, or the Two of Wands, which really aligns very well with the idea here of contemplating and thinking before making a decision or before moving forward with some sort of opportunity. And it aligns perfectly because Two of Wands is all about planning and preparing. I think you are being presented with an opportunity that aligns with what you desire, what you're passionate about. And it feels like it could feel really good to not rush. Or it could feel right to not rush an opportunity that you're passionate about. It's interesting because even if, okay, you're passionate, but there's clearly a call to have strength here. And that tells me that whatever you're passionate about, it feels like it calls for you to be more bold and more courageous in its pursuit. Which I find very interesting. Is being more courageous, going outside of your comfort zone, worth it? I mean, based on what I'm seeing in the cards, it looks like it is. But you should definitely, decide that for yourself. The number 4, as we already said, is about stability and your ancestors, so just confirmation of what we've already been talking about. The number 2 is about your choices and prioritizing what means the most to you. This is a reminder that no matter how you move forward, just make sure it really aligns with who you are and what you want and what you need. The number 2 can also be about creating balance, peace within yourself. And the last way that I interpret it is confirmation of a significant relationship or situation on your mind. And for this reading, it feels like confirmation of a relationship or situation that you're passionate about. I am going to start wrapping up this reading by drawing out one last card from these index cards to see what wants to come through for you. To see what really should stand out to you, or maybe to see how to sum up this reading. I'm feeling more leaning more towards what should stand out. I pulled a card that said vibes. Vibes. What vibes are you getting? This feels like this is tapping into the mysterious side of whatever opportunity you're being faced with. It definitely feels like something is really luring you in, and you don't know what it is, but you feel it and you feel the pull. And I feel like you should trust that. It's a safe, secure, and stable opportunity. And I feel that because of the presence of your ancestors. It feels like they could be encouraging you to move forward with strength, with an open mind, and to not rush as well.